What is up, you guys? James Reptile. What is up, you guys? James Reptiles. I got my Gut Reptile shirt on. This video was requested by Prosper Morphs. His or hers Instagram is gonna be linked below. They asked if I could do an update on the mealworm farm and if I've ever considered doing feeders as a business. Now, this touches on a video, let's see, that I did in June of 2019 called Feeder Insects Make Tons of Money. That video, I've got 10 videos with over 1,000 views. That one is the highest views at just over 9,000. So feeder insects, actually a couple of them are about feeder insects. Feeder insects are a great topic, right? Have I ever thought about doing them as a business? Yes. And I decided against it. There are quite a few reasons why. For starters, I just don't find them fun, right? Feeders aren't fun. I got into reptiles because I like reptiles. And they can be fun in small amounts, having a single dubia colony, watching it grow. Yeah, it can be fun. I was at the point, if you watch that video, where I had like 6 to 8 colonies at any given time. And you know, it's super cheap to feed them and take care of them. And once you have certain clients, they keep returning, and it's really awesome. And it can actually be really easy. The thing is, there's not a ton of money. Like, there is a ton of money, but there really isn't. At the point where I had like 6 to 8 colonies, pardon me, I think I was making around $200 a month off of it, which is great. And I really wasn't doing that much work. But I just wasn't having fun doing it. And there wasn't a whole lot of room above that where, as reptiles, I can just branch into a new reptile or get another pair of snakes. You know, there's a lot of difference in the two, and I think as a business side, it has to be something you really want to do. I did work at a feeder place. We bred mice, rats, dubia. We sourced crickets, mealworms, superworms, hornworms, waxworms, all sorts of stuff. And for a time, when I did this video too, I might have even still been breeding. I bred rats and mice on my own before, and I would sell the extra mice. But as a business, it's just not for me. I think it's a great way to get started if you don't have any reptiles or you only have a couple. You know, the point where I'm at right now, I can sell a black knight and go buy a palmetto or something. Speaking of which, terrible news on the palmetto. I was letting a friend hold it while I went to the bathroom, and it escaped. So it's somewhere in my house. It ate 3 pinkies that day, so I know it's full, but I'm stressed out because that's an expensive snake, and it is loose in my house. That's all I'm going to say about that. But yeah, it's a great way if you only have like for me, if I have tons of stuff, I don't need to be breeding them. I can breed them to save money, and I've talked about that in the mealworm video. But to make money, it's really not there. I don't purposely produce extra mealworms. It's kind of a waste of time. Mealworms are a bit more like nitpicky anyway. Like, yes, it saves me $60 a week, but I'm probably putting like an hour's worth of work into it at least every week, and it's like, yeah, it's worth it, but I still don't enjoy it. That being said, if you're starting out, maybe you only have like a pair of crusteds or a couple leopard geckos and they're breeding once a year, and you've got a couple babies, but you're not making that much money. Feeders can really help you out. And you know, you can breed tubs and tubs of dubia, and as you get more geckos, you like sell off one tub. Now you have this many. Now you have slightly more geckos and slightly less dubia, and then you go slightly more geckos, slightly less dubia, slightly more, and then they pass, right? And eventually you have more geckos or more snakes or whatever you like more. The dubia and the mealworms are a great way to start trickling in money. And another thing with the reptiles, and I know a lot of people who actually breed feel me on this one, the leopard geckos are a certain time of year, right? So there's a certain point of the year where you're really not making any money, and that's where the dubia come in, because you can sell them year round. Everyone needs to feed their dragons and their whatevers and their savannas year round. So that's kind of my take on that. We're going to take a look at the mealworms real quick. Not even real quick. I'm going to go over the whole thing and show you guys that. But let's go. Where is it? Let's go. No, I was right. It's over here. Let's go over here. All right. Ignore the pigsty. Pardon me, this is the mealworm rack. You can see just off the start, I've got 6 tubs down there empty and 2 right here empty. So right now, I have 2 tubs of breeding beetles, and they're actually getting really full. There was a point where there weren't very many left. They're getting really full, and it's time I spread it into a third, A, B, and C. I haven't labeled A, B, and C. Well, it's going to be A, B, and C. I need to start a third one. It's that time, and that should almost probably get the rack all the way filled. I doubt I'll have room for a 4th one. So let's see. If I had 3, it would take up to here, and add 3 more. If I had a 4th one, it'd probably work out. But for now, I'm just going to go up to 3. And the reason I'm upping it is I was able to pretty much feed my geckos this year with this rack. Every once in a while, I would go and get more. Like this week, I went and just bought some and fed those off, and I had a little bit left. And that just allows everything another week to grow up. But with that being said, you know, they're still kind of tiny. I mean, look at these guys munch on the little worms. So 5, this is just the week I did it. These 2 are both from week 5, week 6, week 7. These are the ones I just did. And so what I do is I have these guys in here breeding, and I leave them in here for 2 weeks. I do it every weekend, or every other weekend. I do them for 2 weeks. So what I'll do is I'll put 4 8-ounce cups of bran in a tub, and then I'll move all of these with all the beetles, and I'll leave like 1 or 2 of the half rolls in. The beetles will climb up it. I'll leave it on top of the carrot. They'll climb up it. I'll dump them in. And then throughout the next couple of days, I'll just pick the last couple out. Like I think today I might have picked out like 1 or 2 in this one. But yeah, that's what I do. And then whatever one I took them out of, I label as like the next week. So these are 7s. In 2 weeks, these will be 8s. So on and so forth, right? So the beetles lay eggs. I'm constantly adding new beetles. And then once they're at the top and I need to feed, I will sift through this. If there's a bunch of tiny worms still, I'll put it through my smaller sifter, and then all the tiny worms will fall through, or I'll put it through my bigger sifter. It just depends on how I feel about the worms. I have one where it only catches the big worms. If I need more, I'll put it through the smaller sifter and catch, you know, those medium-sized worms, and then all the small ones just go back into past weeks. I'll put them in here, whatever. It doesn't really matter. They all get sifted anyway. But then where do the beetles come from, right? There's constantly beetles in here. You can see in past weeks there's dead beetles. So obviously there's some older beetles. So what I do is I have 2 tubs of mealworms, and there's still some beetles in here because I don't pick out all the pupa. So what I do is I just put a bunch of mealworms in here one time. I think I bought mealworms, or maybe I grew some up, and I put them in here, and I just feed them bran and I feed them carrots constantly. And I have this one too because the one was overflowing. But it's at that point where I can start sifting it. A lot of these are just dead beetles in here. Or dead mealworms. So what I do is I let them in here and let them pupate. And every couple days, every 2 or 3 days, I go through. I pick a lot. This one's got a lot. I don't pick them all. A lot of times I just let them go to beetles and I pull the beetles out. But what I do is I pull the pupa and I put them into here. And you can see this one's getting dirty. So once, like this one, okay, this is the new tub of pupa. This one I start putting pupa in, and then once these are pretty much all dead or hatched, I'll dump out all the dead ones, and this will be the new one. And then I'll start watching this one as these ones die out or hatch. But then once the beetles hatch, and I do this every day, is I'll put the beetles in here. And I just kind of eyeball it to make it even. Now I'm going to have a 3rd one, which will be great because I'm going to have a lot more geckos next year. So to start that while they're cooling is going to be a real awesome thing. Because it does take a couple weeks, right? I should start a 4th one. We'll see. That having 4 doesn't really matter. Oh, I could do 2 each week. That's genius. Having 4 doesn't really matter. What matters is bringing enough beetles up. If I'm doing 4, but it's the same amount of beetles just split up, it's not really going to do much for my numbers. Maybe less will eat each other or something. I doubt they're really eating each other. I feed them pretty heavy every day. But this is the mealworm rack. The mealworm rack does great. It saves me a ton of money. Like I said, like 10% of my income was going to mealworms, and now it's almost 0. Maybe like once every 2 or 3 months I spend like $60 on mealworms, which is nothing. And feeds all my geckos. One less trip to Sacramento, so if I can avoid driving 45 minutes an hour out there, it saves me the trip, right? Takes up a very little space. If you didn't have as many geckos as I did, this rack, which really, these racks are $30 a piece, you can start this for $60 and a couple mealworms. And if you just don't feed off the mealworms, you can make a ton of money. You can sell them locally. You can, what you would do is you'd sift them to get only the big ones, and you would, you know, count 50 of them, weigh them out, times it by 100, weigh out, make sure you have 100 or 1,000 counts, and you would sell those locally. You could even make little labels, little paper labels I've seen people do, and sell them in your stores, and they can sell them on shelves. It's pretty crazy, honestly. But yeah, you can make a lot of money with this. You can save yourself a lot of money with this. You could have racks next to each other. I've seen some people, what they do is they cut out the bottom, and they glue a screen, so when the beetles lay eggs, it drops to the tub below it. I haven't done that here. There's no real reason yet. I just kind of like the system I have. There is a lot of picking stuff out and moving it to the next one, but that's going to happen anyway. If I can find a better way, it is what it is. It saves me a lot of money, and it, you know, it's definitely worth my time, though I don't enjoy doing it. But yeah, you can definitely make yourself a lot of money doing this. Honestly, you can make yourself a lot of money doing all the feeders. These are my Dubia. I was just feeding them orange yesterday because there's not a ton in here, but I'm getting to the point where I can start selling them because I don't feed anything I don't have anything that eats Dubia. Dubia are just here to, you know, I had a space and I figured I'd sell some stuff in the space. So there's not a ton in here. That one was actually really low. Like, I'll pull this one out and you'll see, like, there's one, and then, yeah, like, there's not a ton, but I posted on Facebook that I have them in small quantities. If people want to come pick them up, they can come pick them up. I give really good deals. It's just a little something, you know, maybe you're making an extra 30, 40, 50 bucks here and there, maybe once a week, whatever. It helps out. It buys deli cups, it buys paper towels. If I need mealworms, it buys mealworms. If I need carrots to feed the mealworms, it pays for that. You know, I don't have to sell a gecko every week if I have feeders going. So to have both helps out. That's that's going to be it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, Prosper, Morphs, thank you for the suggestion. I love video suggestions. That's why I hopped on it so quick. I love answering you guys' questions. That's what I'm here for. The reptile community, right? Everyone wants to have reptiles. A lot of people want to make money doing it. People got questions. I've been doing it for 5 years, so I can help you out. I'm going to help you out. If I can save you the heartache, the headache, if I can help your wallet, I'm going to do that. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Hit me up on Instagram. Getting closer to 700 subscribers. I'd like to get to 1,000, so hit me up on there. Hit up Prosper Morphs on Instagram. You won't regret it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Alright, we're going to do the last 3 cards. Last 3 packs I have. So these are the cards I have out of 100. These are all the duplicates I have. We have 3 packs. We've yet to find a gift card. We opened a whole box plus 2. We've yet to find a gift card. So we have the chance of finding $100, $250, or $1,000 gift card to the Reptile shop. Which, if I get one of those, we're definitely going to take a trip out there. So yeah, I have 3 more packs, and I'll probably end up buying more cases and selling them to you guys. If you want to buy some cards, I think they're awesome. We don't have that. We don't have that. We do have the lychee. We don't have a croc monitor. That's pretty cool. Brazilian rainbow boa. I don't know. Sunbeam. We have Jackson's. I don't know. Monkey tail. We have. That guy. I don't think so. Red eye. We don't have. So already like 5. And, you know, I say we don't have them, I go back and I find half of them, but let's see, 2 more to go. Ooh, I get a lot of these guys. These guys are always in the front. I find that funny. That's like the 3rd or 4th one. Alright, so we have that. Black Mamba, we don't have. Lychee, White Lip, Shingleback, Dragon Snake, Asian Vine Snake, I think, but we're going to put it over here just in case. I think we just got one of those, and we have this one. So, 1 more pack. Still no gift card. So I wonder how often the gift cards are in there, because this is a whole case. And I watched my friends open theirs, so I know they didn't get it. Coral snake. Don't have. Have. Bummer. No gift card. Lots of ones we already had. But hey, I'm gonna go and count all of mine and see. Sorry, my OCD is kicking in. I'm gonna go count all mine and see how many we're missing from the 100. Alright, so we're only missing 20. We have 80 cards, plus our 101 card is what I'm gonna call it, 101. So we have 80, we're only missing 20. A pack has 160 in it. So if I buy another box, I have really good odds of getting all of them. Again, I don't know. I doubt any of them are any more rare. I think they print the same of all of them. But that being said, there's some we have a ton of, right? Like the Aldabra tortoise, we have like 4. But yeah, like I said, like half of these I thought I didn't have, and I already had, which happens. But yep, I'm gonna organize these, and with that, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoy. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. It definitely helps out the channel. Buy a pack of cards. If you order a gecko, you have like a 50-50 chance I'm gonna throw a pack of cards in anyway. If you buy a couple packs of cards, I might throw an extra pack in anyway. Who knows? Anyway, later.